Hi guys, Jared Johnson here with Day Traders FX again. In this video, we're going to talk about how to install an expert advisor into Metatrader. Now, expert advisors, they have a lot of different names. They're called EAs, they're called robots, they're called expert advisors, they're called all kinds of different things. But what these EAs do, or these robots or expert advisors, is they can do a couple of different things. They can produce a trading signal for us. They're used for automated trading. If you have a theory, if you have an idea, a trading strategy that you want to put into an automated format, meaning you don't have to sit in front of your charts and watch it all the time, an EA or a robot is a great way to do that. And in fact, it's kind of the only way to do that. But it's a great way to put your strategy to the test. It's a great way to back test your strategy. It's a great way to take advantage of 24-hour markets that the currency markets give us without having to be awake for 24 hours a day. It's a great way to do it. So let's talk about how we can put on an expert advisor onto our platform. Now, like in the previous video, we talked about how to install an indicator on Metatrader. Installing a robot or an EA is pretty much the exact same process. So let's go over here. So just like we talked about on installing those indicators on Metatrader, we're going to do the same process with robots. Now, I have a couple of robots that I use, and they are downloaded, and they're just right here in my downloads. So one of the big ones that I use right here is this guy, and I'm just going to move it to my desktop. This is my little helper. I call it the DTFX little helper. It's a great little program. I love this robot. Anyways, what I do is the same thing I would do with an indicator. I just right-click, copy that, and I'm going to go to my MetaTrader, and I'm going to go to the exact same place. File, Open Data Folder, MQL4, double click, Experts. So it's under Experts. If I'm installing an indicator like pivot points or any other indicator, I'm going to install that. I'm going to right click and paste that into my indicators folder. If I'm installing a robot or an expert advisor, I'm going to right click and paste that into Experts. Now I can go into Experts here. I've already got my little helper in here, so I'm not going to paste it again because it'll say, do I want to replace it, do all that stuff. You can see this. If I paste, it'll say already in here. Oh, I think I must have named this one something else. But anyways, I've got this in here. It's good to go, all of that stuff. So once that's in there, again, I either need to restart Metatrader by just closing it down, exiting out, and opening it up again, or I need to go over here, right-click, and refresh. So that's how that expert advisor is going to pop up. Now, under all of these, we've got accounts, indicators, expert advisors, scripts, right? So I'm going to click on this plus button for expert advisors. Now, there's my robot. There's my DTFX little helper. This is version 1.01. If I now that I've put this in here and it's in my folder, I've restarted Metatrader or I've refreshed it by that process. Now to get this robot running, all I need to do is click and drag just like I would with an indicator, but instead this is going to pop up with some different details, right? About's going to talk about, whoever made it. Common, we've got some details on common. Typically you want to allow live trading, and most of the time you want to allow for modifications to be made. These robots or these expert advisors need to modify things. So we're going to click on, we're typically going to click on this right here. Now, most of these expert advisors are going to have the exact, this is a common, it doesn't really matter what the expert advisor is. This is a common screen that we're going to see. So we have from this common ability right here, or from this common tab, the ability to select, do we want the trade looking for, or the robot looking for only buy trades, or only sell trades, or buy and sell trades. Allow it to make modifications. And then under the inputs area is where it will get very specific from expert advisor to expert advisor. Mine has all of these kinds of parameters. Now, the one thing that's very common with these robots is they'll have a lot of details usually in here. Most of the time, a lot of the default settings on here stay, right? We don't need to change them all the time. So even though it can look a little overwhelming, like, holy smokes, there's a lot of stuff in there, and we have to kind of learn what each thing means. But to set a trade on here, usually I'm adjusting 2 or 3 things, and then I'm hitting go. And now you can see that in the upper screen upper right corner, it says DTFX Little Helper and my version 1.01. It has a little frowny face. So if I'm installing a robot that's going to do some automatic trading for me, I need to click on this button right here. If that is not clicked on, this robot will not be able to trade. If I click on the button, auto trading, there we go. Look what I have over here. I have a little smiley face, and that tells me that it's set up properly and that it should at least be able to execute a trade at this point. So, once again, we're going to find where our robot or our expert advisor is saved. We're going to copy it. We're going to come here to File, Open Data Folder, double-click on MQL4, and either right-click and paste here, or double-click on Experts and right-click and paste there. Either way, once it's in there, we close out that box, we refresh, and then we find the expert advisor we want to use. We click and drag it onto our screen. It'll show up over here. We need to make sure that auto trading is pushed. So once that auto trading is pushed, that can be super helpful in identifying the kinds of, that the trade is or that the robot's ready to make trades and that it's set up properly and that we're good to go. Now, with a robot on our screen, if we want to make adjustments or just simply remove the robot, if I click on auto trading, maybe I have robots on various currency pairs. If I stop auto trading and make that a frowny face, that's going to stop it for all the currency pairs. And maybe I have 3 or 4 different robots running and I don't want to disable it on everything. So if I want to just take the robot or the expert advisor off of this currency pair, like the pound dollar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and go to expert advisor. Now this is going to pull up, we can only have one expert advisor per chart. So if I have the expert advisor running on pound dollar, I can just have the DTFX Little Helper running on here. I can click on properties, and that will allow me to adjust stop losses, do whatever kinds of things I need to do in there. Or if I just say, I want auto trading to be running, I just don't want it on this specific currency pair, I can right click, go to expert advisor and remove. And when I remove that, the text at the top and the smiley face are gone, and that means the robot has been taken off of Metatrader, and so it's no longer running on this currency pair. So that's how we're going to operate robots and expert advisors in Metatrader. It's a really, really great way to put a strategy to the test, to utilize technology so that we're not beating ourselves up trying to be at the charts 24 hours a day. It's a really great way to trade. I highly recommend everyone get a robot that you like. It can be a bit of a rabbit hole. There's a million of them out there. Some of them work great, some of them don't work at all. And so you have to do a little bit of back testing, and you can use the strategy tester for that. We'll talk a little bit more about what that is in just a moment. Thanks again, everybody. Hopefully this is helpful. Good luck. Happy trading.